Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast, a fan podcast dedicated to Manchester United Football Club. I hope everyone enjoyed the remainder of their weekend. It is Tuesday. It's a late one, so the episode will be out just after midnight Wednesday. I do apologize. I try to get it out before the next day, but unfortunately with me and my tardiness, it will be a little later. But as always, like, subscribe, follow, whether on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. Don't forget to leave a comment, feedback. If you want to do a collaboration, please let me know. Thank you to all those who have been subscribing, whether it's on the YouTube channel, following on my social medias, Instagram, X, TikTok. Thank you to all those who have been doing so. On those listening, whether it's on Apple Podcasts or even on Spotify, thank you to those taking the time to listen to the podcast. It is greatly appreciated. But as always, we're here to discuss Manchester United, not just the men's squad. We're going to be discussing the women's squad today too. A few things to talk. We're going to talk a little bit about the post-game reaction from Tottenham. We have the PSG game that's kind of going to be happening later today. For Women's Champions League, we have that. They're coming off of their first loss in Women's SL. So we have that for them. I'm going to talk a little bit transfers for the men's side as well. So, it's going to be a little bit of a busier episode today, but hopefully you enjoy it. I hope it's going to be, sorry, I'm losing my mouth is going faster than my brain can process. And yes, another few episodes. So again, I'm going to have this episode coming out. I'm having a post-game come out after the women's game. I'm also going to have another episode Thursday and also a post-game on Saturday as well. So as much as the men are on the international break, we still have Manchester United activities, games going on for the international break. We do. Again, I'm going to talk transfers. We have some transfer targets that's happening here, especially the Xerxes and the Manu situation. That's always still going to be there, but not so much involving them, but potential targets that we could be getting as well. But yes, it's definitely it's going to be a busy week, which I'm pretty sure I haven't done much of since last season because of the tournament. We had multiple competitions, so I had stuff to discuss. Post game against Europa League, and then previews and more episodes with the regular season as well. But it's this week too. It's going to be busy, and I'm still going to try and do more episodes dedicated to the women's team as well. But remember, this is a podcast for Manchester United football, so it's not just about the men's squad or the women's squad. It's about just Manchester United football. And I know I haven't really talked about the academy. I'm not at that point yet. And for today's preview for tomorrow, I'm not there yet to predict a lineup, but I will discuss the game. I have watched games this season. I have been watching them. But for me to start making those predictions, I'm not at that stage yet where I'm going to make the right predictions. I'm still, again, it will come, but I'm going to be there. But I will be doing ratings tomorrow as well. I'll get the starting lineup, look at everything. I will be watching the game, and I will give my ratings for tomorrow as well. So, okay, let's get to the post game, especially with the Tottenham loss, or not the Tottenham loss, the Tottenham draw. We've been unbeaten in 5 games, which is great. There's still been some blowback. Have we been perfect? Obviously not, because we haven't won all of our games. We have struggled. Obviously, in the last 2, we have struggled. If we're comparing ourselves to the women's squad, they just suffered their first loss from Saturday. They've had an excellent start to the season. They've been incredible, getting themselves qualified for Champions League, playing very well in the women's SL. Yes, it was a tough loss on Saturday because we had the double header. And if you want to listen to my previous episode, I did do the post game of the loss to Villa and as well as the draw to Tottenham. But you can say it's a tale of 2 halves. The women's side being fantastic this season, qualifying for Champions League, winning their first 2 Champions League matches, playing excellent. Again, playing excellent in Women's Super League as well. Again, I did watch the game Saturday. It was a tough break. But we've seen them excel, and they're definitely looking to rebound tomorrow, technically today, depending on how you look at the episode and when you're listening, that they're going to be facing a very, they're looking to rebound against PSG and get themselves back. They hit their first roadblock this past weekend. Well, I shouldn't say they have had their roadblocks before, especially when it was the qualifying section of getting into Champions League. They did have some road bumps there, but this is their first road bump in the Women's Super League. So they're looking to rebound back, then they're going to look to do that against PSG as well. They have a derby on Saturday. They are playing Man City, so they want to get at it with PSG, and then as well as Man City on Saturday. But going back to the men's squad, listen, we have not been perfect. We haven't been. The men's squad have not been perfect. Listen, the last 2 games, they've had to battle back. They've let in 2 quick goals. We had, like, again, Saturday was one thing too. Saturday, they took 2 goals. And then we lose Sesko, and we don't have any more players to switch or bring on because of the injury. Turns out that his injury is fine. I shouldn't say that. It's not as serious as we thought, which is a good thing because a knee injury can do a lot of damage. And you want to make sure that he's there. And I did talk about whether at one point where he got injured, whether it was the pass from Mason Mount or if it was the tackle at the end where he did drop. That could have sustained it. He may have had a knock going in, or it wasn't that bad, so that could have prevented him from starting. So it was a tough break, but here in the news, they will be there. Obviously, the one thing that has been driving nuts, and you're kind of seeing it reflect, but I know Ruben's always going to do a good job protecting his players, is the media and others going after Sesko. I have made my comments of it. He did not play well on Saturday. I'll be honest with it. Confidence is definitely an issue there, but hopefully he can rebound and bounce back. Hopefully this time of the international break helps him rest, recuperate. If he has to miss a game or 2, get himself back, fit, healthy, in the right mind. Are we going to be missing him as a striker? The answer is yes. Will Ruben have to make some adjustments from this? Yes. We may not have Harry Maguire either. He took a knock, but we want to make sure our players are healthy and protected. But the one thing I was going to get to is these games that we've had. And as much as I am going to sound positive, and I'm not going to hide the fact that we haven't been shit. Like, the whole season, the whole beginning of the season was there. We saw what had happened. But to look at it, listen, it's true. If this was a game in the past within the last 2 years, we would have been collapsing. Losing Sesko, that would have led to more of a collapse. It's not 2-1 that we lose. For all we know, it's 3-4-1 that we lose. Because it would be like quicksand. You just keep getting deeper and deeper and deeper as the more moves you make within the sand. And even with Nottingham Forest, again, 2 quick goals. The last 2 games have not been perfect, but we're showing that we're not quitting. And we've had those games where we quit. And I think since that Brentford game where everything definitely went wrong, you beat Chelsea the week before, you go into Brentford, you lose it 3-1. Then you come back, you beat Sunderland, win it 2-0. You come back and again, you come in, play against Liverpool, win, go on to a 3rd win in a row against Brighton. Brighton showed that struggle. After the Sunderland win, cool. But when you looked at the last 4 games, and I mentioned it, 3 games on the road, which is tough. 1 win at Anfield, 2 at Forest, or another 1 at Forest, and then Tottenham on Saturday. But you saw Liverpool score against us. You saw us come back and take the lead and win. Brighton let in 2 goals quickly. Obviously, it was from certain set pieces. we get that fourth goal to seal the game. We go to Nottingham Forest, going up 1-0, come back from half, 2 quick goals. We bounce back and draw it. We go to Tottenham on the weekend, 1-0 at half. Same thing, 2 quick goals, lose a player, bounce back and score shorthanded. We save a point. Were there points that we gave away? Of course. There always is, but we definitely had the struggles there. So it is there. And then you're seeing, like, you do see the post reactions. Don't get me wrong, the attitude towards the club has changed compared to what it was after the Sunderland win. But there are issues. We're still having issues. The midfield is a problem. The attack definitely wasn't the best on Saturday. We had our wings issues, health, like Sesko, McGuire are both injured, so we don't know how long they're going to be. So we have we have issues with it. So, but it's going to take time. It is. It's going to take time to get everything settled. Listen, right now the time is hopefully that you get Xerxes in to do some starts, play at striker. I know there's looking at talks about Xerxes and everything going on with the health-wise. Well, not health for him, but like injury concerns with Sesko. We want to make sure we have another piece because I know he wants to go and play or go out and play and go to the World Cup. Same with Mainu, but we're here we are. That's going to be discussing about the transfer window, which I'll talk about in a moment. But in the end, I know we haven't been perfect, but in the end, we're seeing positives, and we're seeing that the mental capabilities, and ever since that the Brentford loss, you're seeing something better with the team as well. So, listen, again, they're both different, the men and the women's squad. Again, women got their first loss. It was a tough one to see, and then we're hoping for it to bounce back as well when we play against PSG later, well, tomorrow/later today as well. But before I get to the women's preview, that will be my last segment. Let's look at transfers, which again we're final international break, and then we're closer to the transfer window. Okay. Listen, obviously the midfield has been the biggest talk of the season. It's always been a talk. We're getting run through the middle. But it has been speculated of targets that Manchester United are going to look at. And there's rumors that they're going to go for transfers. There's rumors that they're not going to go for transfers. Like I said, until I see the person, and I said this during the summer, during the transfer window, until I see pen to paper, them taking a photo with the social media team from Manchester United. Just give me one moment here, guys. Sorry about that. Until I see them taking a photo with the Manchester United social media squad, putting that pen to paper, and then seeing that the sign is official, I'm not going to really, I'm not going to believe anything until I see it, because again, one day there's going to be transfers, one day we're not, we don't have any money, blah blah blah. But today, this is what I saw from Flop Mob. They're looking at 6 targets. These are targets that have been mentioned. Adam Wharton, which is a mention as well, but there's potential for them coming in January. What does this mean? Well, as of right now, it means nothing. It's just speculation, because you still have Mainu here. You still have Ugarte, though there's talks of Ugarte potentially being sold. There's Mainu, who can potentially go on loan, but he wants to play. Xerxes wants to potentially leave, so we're going to look to potentially sell him. So it's a lot of questions, and we kind of need to bring in a striker for depth. From what I'm reading here, Højlund cannot be recalled back, so he's going there. He's struggled a little bit the last couple games, and I'm seeing people go on him. I was like, the up and down criticism is definitely out there, whether you're in England or out at another league as well. But let's talk about some targets. Adam Warren's not in this list. He is a potential target as well. Sorry about this, guys. But sorry about that. I had to take a little pause there. But now I'm losing myself as always. But yeah, Adam Warren's there, but he is a potential target. So there's 7 potential midfielders looking there. Some who have been linked to Manchester United even before Ruben Amorim came in. Conor Gallagher, who's recently come in, he has Premier League experience. Has Premier League experience. You should remember him from the Chelsea days. He will be there. He's at Atletico, but he's not getting enough minutes. So he could be a potential target to come here. Angelo Stiller, who has definitely been there. Going back to Conor Gallagher, he was a potential loan to potential buy, but United weren't interested at the buy at the moment, but he was a potential loan candidate near the end of the transfer window, for summer transfer window. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get anything to go. Angelo Stiller, who has come on over the last month or two to discuss a potential replacement as Bruno. So he's there, and I know there's been a low cost at him being targeted. Ederson, who has been linked to Manchester United's midfield target the last couple years. Remember, there was talks of him when they were looking at the Jared Branthwaite situation with Ten Hag. There's talks of him coming to the club. As of right now, that's nothing there. But I know Ederson, I think at Atlanta, was commanding a high fee. And listen, we know what we paid for Højlund. That's on the past recruitment team, not the current. But at this time, I know the fee was high for Ederson, but he's always been part of it. Lucien Agume from Sevilla, he has been potential as well for the club. Carlos Baleba, yes, we're familiar with him. We saw him against Brighton. He got subbed off early. He has been struggling this season since the connection and potential purchase. I don't see that happening. And last but not least, the midfielder who did extremely well in his audition when he played against us 2 weeks ago, Nottingham Forest, Elliot Anderson. The only problem is I do not want to pay them $120 million. Don't get me wrong, it's not my money, but I don't want to see the club pay 20 million euros, I believe, for him. And there's been speculation. I believe I heard Ben Jacobs saying that there's potential of him being purchased at a cheaper price near the summer. Now it's 120 million. Next summer it's could be even lower. And João Gomes is a potential target for Manchester United as well, from Wolverhampton. He has a connection with Cunha, so that's a kind of good thing to have. You have that relationship build there. United are keeping an eye on him. What the cost is, you don't know. But yeah, like there's potential targets. The question is the money. Listen, I would like Anderson, not for 120. Carlos Baleba, not convinced by the way his season's going. Lucien Agume, I haven't watched much of Sevilla, so I can't really give a critique. Same with Angelo Stiller and Ederson. Yes, we know Conor Gallagher because I remember a bit from him when he played for Chelsea, so I know what he's capable of, and he has Premier League experience. And same with Wharton. The one thing too is the 3 targets I would go for, would be Premier League proven players. I just don't want to pay the fee. Like Wharton, Gomes, Elliot Anderson, Gallagher, those are targets you can look at here. The only question is, what's Atletico going to charge for the buy option for Gallagher? What is Wolverhampton going to charge for Gomes? What is City going to charge for Wharton next summer? They're all looking at potential 60 million minimum for those players. Gallagher will probably be less than that. because it'll be a loan to buy. So potentially 40 million is from what I'm hearing. And most of these are euros that I'm hearing, not pounds. So we're looking at that. Angelo Stiller, I know the potential is, I think it was in the 20s, mid 20s, 20, almost 30, like mid 20 million to 30 million for him. There are release clauses for some of these players, but right now, Saliba is not a target. I would not pay 100 million for him, especially for the way he's playing this season. Elliot Anderson, for how well he's playing, I still wouldn't pay 120 million for him. Like, the price tag that they want is the same price tag that Brighton was asking for. Now he's living up to, he showed up and lived up and played very well, but still wouldn't give out, I still wouldn't want Man United to give out those funds for that transfer. But listen, we do need to revamp the midfield. If we do bring in these players, what does that mean? Is Casemiro going to stay, or is he going to take a role off the bench? For Bruno, is this the final time that we see Bruno? If we're getting players in, and if we're getting players in, like, what does that mean for Mainu? Is Mainu going to get sold? Some of these players that we're talking about, Mainu, Ugarte, Xerxes, they may not be in Ruben Amorim's plan. Ugarte is great. Well, he played for Ruben at Sporting. Didn't play. He played okay. He played very well for PSG, but hasn't played well since he joined United. So what does that mean? Well, he can potentially be sold, and there's a potential of him being targeted in January. Mainu is looking to go on loan. He wants to play. He wants to be ready for the World Cup. Yeah. No. My apologies for that. I was just getting everything prepped up, and then I had the interview. Here looks we have Phelan doing her interview on ESPN. So I do apologize for that backwards noise. I am very sorry for that. That's my fault on my end here. It wasn't any intention. That was an accident. As I'm prepping up, and then that just started kicking in. So I do apologize for that little interruption there, guys. But back to it, the transfer. We want to look at Premier League proven players. We want to, so again, going back to it. Yes. Happens when you get sidewinded there. Yes, Xerxes, Ugarte, Mainu may not be in Amorim's plans. Maybe it would be safe to sell all three, but I don't want to give them up in January when we need depth. We have 3 players going to AFCON. Well, we're seeing what's happening with Mbeumo, because Mbeumo, and it's showing here that not Morocco, Cameroon and them are looking to discuss whether or not he'll be needed, or if he can play those 2 games in December before going to the AFCON. So we'll see. We can only wait and see. That's all we can say. We just have to see how everything plays out, but it's just going to take time. But yeah, if we're looking to replenish the midfield, if we're going into Champions League, we're going to need to bolster our roster. But if they're looking at keeping in Casemiro, he's going to have to take a role off the bench. If we're going to bring in players like Gallagher, Anderson, Stiller, Ederson, who's there, like, I don't know if Saliba is going to be a signing. To be fair here, I believe I've even mentioned Stiller. I think I'm pretty sure I wanted, like, Gallagher, yes, but Gallagher, Stiller, Anderson for cheap, or if not, Wharton. And then you have Toby Collier coming back, who did play well for Ruben, for a youth player. So you have Toby Collier coming back, depth. But at the end, it all depends on what's happening at the end of the season too. We don't know where we're going to be. Like, we're points back. We're only a couple points back of Champions League status, but it is November. What we do today is not, it's going to help us or hurt us, but it's not guaranteeing us a spot come the end of May. So we have to be careful ourselves. So listen, a lot of things. A lot of things for the transfer window need to happen with Manchester United. And listen, tomorrow is probably going to be like, we're going to be spending like crazy in January. Friday will be like, we have no money. So it's hearsay. It's speculation. We don't know what the plan is. But when I'm looking at everything here, I'm looking at hopefully getting the right pieces to build. Because I know they want Project 2028. Like, I just want to make sure we're competing in 2026. That's what I want. So, yeah, it's just going to, basically take the time, and they have to evaluate and get the right pieces. So I'll leave it there for transfers. Listen, we have the rest of the weekend next week to discuss transfers. So keep that in line as well. Let's get to the one thing that means the most, thing that's important, discussing the women's squad's Champions League match tomorrow. So yes, Game 3 of Manchester United women's squad against Paris Saint-Germain tomorrow. Looking forward to that match. Listen, I discussed it earlier. They're playing very well, and their first two matches, you've seen the fight. You've seen the fight of them going. You've seen the discipline of them playing. You've seen them not quitting despite having the hurdles. They did have a red last game. They were down to 10, still held on to the lead. You saw the fight that they had. You saw the push. You saw the oh my God, I'm trying to think of the word. The pressure that they're putting on the other players. Pressure they're putting on against their opponents. Listen, they've played very well. And listen, this is a game that you're going into. From what I've been reading, PSG have been struggling. A former Manchester United player, a player that helped Manchester United win the FA Cup back in 2023. Mary Earps is looking to come back, or not come back. She is playing against Manchester United, which we're looking forward, or I'm looking forward to seeing. But yeah, Mary Earps is coming back. Obviously, there's been discussions about book of English manager coming out with that, but that has that's not impacting this episode. But yes, Mary Earps made 102 appearances for United, and like I mentioned, helping us get that FA Cup win, same year that the men won theirs. I remember, like I've mentioned before, I was in the UK. I was at Manchester in the concourse, watching it with all other United fans as they were beating Tottenham in the FA Cup final. But here we are. Mary Earps is returning. 102 appearances, 46 clean sheets. So she's had a great. She had a great time. Like, how do I word it here? She was impactful with us in Manchester United, and she has been one hell of a keeper as well. And she was basically one of the reasons why we won that FA Cup. So we have them playing. I know she hasn't been playing the best at PSG. She has been struggling. PSG has been struggling. So you're kind of looking at the situation, how it's going to play out. The women are at Old Trafford tomorrow. They're at home. It's their turf. So you're seeing that there. And listen, it's going to be a big game tomorrow. It is. What are the women's squad going to do? Well, I hope they're continuing doing what they've always been doing. Applying the pressure, attacking on the press, moving the ball well. From the back up front with their wing backs, if you're looking at it there, Ellie Toon moving the ball through, Jess Parks, you're seeing pieces there as well. But listen, this women's squad is very good. They are. And the one thing I would like to see them is continue on the attack. I like to see them finish more. Capitalize on those movements, because they did a good job on Aston Villa moving to the left, but they weren't able to capitalize in getting a goal. The one thing too is, as much as we've won those games. Let me just pull it up. Yeah. As much as we have won those games, there's more. I feel like they left more off, like more to it. I feel like they had better opportunities to go. So yeah. So again, Atletico 1-0, Valerenga 1-0. But I felt like when they played those games, when I watched, I feel like there was still more to give, more finishes. It was that's the one thing that kind of contributed there to their loss on Villa. They weren't able to take advantage on key moments. They weren't. It wasn't like the week before when they beat Brighton, or the way they played against Everton. But they did great things in those Champions League wins against European clubs. The one thing is, it's the press. I want to see them finish their shots. I want to see them move the ball more in the opponent's box, like move the ball more to take shots in the opponent's box. Use their wing back, use the outside wings, use the length, use their speed to attack. We know what they can do. Make those crosses in the middle. Use our strikers. Get the passes open to the right players. Don't try to do too many moves to get to the next spot. But just trying to get everything here. But like, I'm looking at the press. Like, sorry, I'm just getting everything moment here. Women's squad. Just want to get a lineup prediction. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get a potential lineup prediction. There is going to be a player missing, I believe. Yeah, there will be a player missing. Dominique Janssen will not be. I believe she will not be there tomorrow because of the suspension, because of the red card that she got in the last game. She was sent off, so she won't be there. There will be one. I think there's another 2 players that won't be there due to injury. But we definitely, like, again, we still have the depth, but we got to make sure that we're careful as well, because we don't want to go down to 10 men again or in trying to chase back. So I'm not looking for, so let's just take a look here. I don't want a combined 11. I want an actual, and Letizier. Come on, computer. Come on. Just doesn't want to cooperate. That's fantastic. Gotta love when the computer just doesn't want to give you any love. Let's go here. Let's try this again. Round 2. Let's see what happens here. Round 2. So let's take a look here. This is Man United News. I just want to take a look at what they have here for potential predicted lineup. I will do this. I will have it hopefully soon. What is going on? Just trying to get information and things just don't want to work. That's just, yeah. Let's try here. Manchester United Evening News. Nope, that's the wrong one. This is from 2020. That's not what I want. So, yep, no, that did not work out well. Let's try here. Predictions again. But I want to see the lineup prediction. Here we go. Let's try this again. I just want to see how this is going to go, because I want to see the lineup. Okay, here we go. Annette, Toulouse Joyce, Riviere, Letizier, George, Sandberg, Mizuzawa, Zagoti, Ome, Tune, Park, Rolfo, Turland, and yes, even Rolfo is looking to get redemption as well. I saw that in one article that she was looking at to get there. So yeah, that's courtesy of Sports Mold. That is their lineup prediction. And yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that lineup. It wouldn't. But it is a big moment. It's not just about. So again, I would like the women's squad to win. I'm always going to go for the win. But the one thing too is seeing Mary Earps come back. She will get the massive standing ovation. And just for what she's done for the club, the women's squad, but having them come, like, again, you're going to see that there. You're going to see the emotions there. But when it's time, when the whistle goes, it's time for the women's squad to show. But again, what I like to see is for what they've been doing, from what I've been watching. But the one thing too is they have to finish. They have to capitalize when they get those shots, and they have to score. We can't just rely on 1-0 or 1-0 and hope that our D and our keeper can keep the pressure on. We have to be able to seal and give us some comfort, some relief. I don't want us on the back heels trying to survive. I want them to finish. So listen, like I say with the men's squad, consistency, discipline, finish. That's what I'm looking at here for the same squad too. So, but again, hoping for that. Again, I'll be back tomorrow with a preview as well. Or it's not, post-game reaction to the match too. So please keep an eye out for that too. So I'm going to leave that there for the episode. Went a little bit longer as well. That's probably on my own as well. But yes, as always, like, subscribe, follow on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, as well as Instagram, TikTok, and X. Don't forget to leave a comment, feedback. Again, thank you to all those who have recently subscribed and followed, whether it's on the channels or on my social media. I do greatly appreciate it. So very happy with that as well. So, yes. So again, recap. I'll do my post game tomorrow against the squad, or their post game match against PSG. Hopefully, we're discussing a win. But again, I would just like to see them capitalize, take advantage when they get those opportunities. So hopefully, they can continue on the success. They can get the rebound from Saturday's loss as well. Yes, again, transfer still with the men's squad. I will be back Thursday to discuss more. Not really much tomorrow, but on Thursday. And then Saturday, post-game reaction to PSG. So I guess I'll discuss another preview on Thursday about the women's squad too. So, yeah. But yes, I'll be back tomorrow or today, depending on when you're listening to the podcast. But again, have yourself enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, your Wednesday, as well. Enjoy the match tomorrow. And I'll talk to you guys after the match. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick Podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.